Hi, St. Patrick's and friends of St. Patrick's. Mark here, wanted to share a quick word with you. In case you haven't been here on Sunday mornings, we've been going through the book of Romans. And we've been in the 8th chapter for several weeks, and we'll be for another week because it's just so thick and so rich. But there's a thought in here that is both a caution and an encouragement to me. And I wanted to share it with you very quickly. It says in verse 32, he who did not spare his own son, but gave himself up for us all, how will he not also with him graciously give us all things? Now, it's not uncommon for the Bible to talk about all things and how God is in charge of all things, but for him to promise to us through Paul that he will give us all things seems impossible. And here's why. Because, there's lots of us, right? How can he give us all things? There's not enough to go around. Is there? And you see, that's the conundrum and the great paradox of Christianity, and the difference between, if I can say this, our economy or what's available to human beings versus what God has. See, God is infinite, and what he has is infinite. So he can give to us out of that infinite. It makes me think of a couple of things. One, C.S. Lewis wrote the Chronicles of Narnia, which is a very, very amazing children's series. But kind of at the heart of it are these 4 children, the Pevensey kids. And you've got basically 4 of them who are able to become kings and queens, each one. It seems strange that you'd have more than one king or more than one queen, but C.S. Lewis imagines a world where that's possible, where they each have their own nobility and own authority and own power and are rightly called kings and queens. Because in Narnia, things are different. There's no power play or limited resources. It's available to all 4 of them. And then you recall the story, that moment in Jesus' ministry where it kind of begins at the wedding in Cana, and he turns water into wine, and he doesn't do it with one bottle or even a huge jug, but dozens and dozens of jugs, and not just any kind of wine, but probably the best tasting and purest wine the world has ever seen. Way more than they could possibly use at this wedding feast. God gives abundance. Here's why it's an encouragement for me. It's an encouragement because, there's nothing that I lack that I really need to worry about. God's going to give me more than I could ever want or desire. And so here's the caution. I don't have to fight and scramble and rush and fret and worry about things. I don't have to compete with other people in my field or industry or on my block or even in my own family for what God can give me. It's a caution for me to slow down, to stop and be at peace. Because if I keep pursuing and fighting and fretting for the things that I think I need or want, I'll find myself struggling with real sin and real temptation, and all for what? Everything that I need, everything I can want or desire, God will give us all things. That's it. And it's such a beautiful reminder and passage. I hope that's an encouragement and a caution to you to slow down and trust the Lord in all these things. I hope we get to see you this Sunday. It's our last part of Romans chapter 8. We'll keep going on, and we'll go through the entire book of Romans. So if we don't see you, maybe we'll see you for another one. So God bless you all. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.